Welcome to the Take It Home podcast. The podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts, Doc Simmons. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. Tonight I've got the usual crew with me. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Yes, sir. The Outlaw Zach Hendricks. Find me on all social media at Z Hendricks Brand, and look up Country Air at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on Twitter. Pass it off to the next gent.
What's up, guys? Ref Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the Ref Brand, and Waffles Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was the waffle hunt? I know me and the great tag team partner Zach had some canes this weekend.
Ooh, some canes.
Bro, it was one of those Sunday. We drove to Chipotle, stepped out of the car, seen across the street, there's canes, got back in and went.
Yep. You always go to Canes.
Oh, that's great. Can't go wrong. I ended up having a stack of waffles myself. It was over at my family's house, and sister-in-law asked a question about waffles. So I
had to let her know. I don't know if you know, I'm on a podcast.
I entertained the idea of the waffles, and she came back at me with, "Well, I've been working on this blueberry waffle Supreme Deluxe." And I was like, "No way." So she made it up for me, and it was a couple of blueberry waffles with, I think, some caramel sauce, some chocolate chips in between, and syrup on top. Phenomenal. Had to throw it up to her.
That is very extreme from your usual waffle taste.
It was a little more extreme than I would normally go with, but for the occasion, it was absolutely amazing. So I had to give her the shout out.
Sounds good. And Perch, why don't you give a shout out to the banger of the week?
Oh man, this week's banger of the week. I've been going back and listening to some good live shows, and with the summertime coming, windows down and driving through some country roads lately, and I've been rocking a lot of Merle Haggard. Okay. Good country music, and the one tune in particular, "Sing Me Back Home." Damn good song. He did a lot of time in prison, so he put his life into music, and you can feel the emotions in the words that he sings and the music that he plays. So "Sing Me Back Home" by Merle Haggard, definitely a banger that I've been listening to a lot this week.
All right, and you can, of course, check that out on the Take It Home podcast playlist. I am going to have to do that myself because I have never heard that song.
Oh, it's a good one. Grateful Dead covers it too, and does like a slower version. But the Merle Haggard is just the original, and so good. Just a good old fashioned, a quick one. Those old country ones, you'll be in and out in about 2.5 minutes.
I'm sorry. What was it called again? Sing It Home?
Sing Me Back Home.
Sing Me Back Home.
Yeah, good storytelling tune. Good storytelling.
All right, fellas, we have had a very eventful weekend, but we always got to be in the lab, always got to be working, always got to be doing that tape study. What have we been watching, Zach?
So yeah, more tag wrestling. I got to watch Pro Wrestling Evolver when the Wolves reunited. They took on Infraredis or something like that. It was an indie team. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. Two good guys. I really enjoyed the beginning. It was a lot of good tag work. Like the whole, everything was just tag after tag after tag. The crowd was pumped to see the Wolves back together. Eddie Edwards and Davey Richards, and after they successfully won and became the new Pro Wrestling Evolver tag champs, they turned on the crowd, and I couldn't be I was into it. I was like, all right, very into the watching what they're doing now, still seeing them.
You got worked.
Yeah, they went from
worked, brother.
They were talking about the whole situation, then they're like, when they won the match, the crowd was into it, and they just said, "We didn't need you. We never needed you." And I was like, "You sons of bitches." But it makes sense because I think they're after that they were defending the belts like Rich Swann is someone, so
Yeah.
someone had to become the bad guy. But yeah, I watched that. I'm pretty sure everyone has seen Darby Allin versus Jeff Hardy. That was definitely one I wanted to check out. And fuck that chair spot.
Yeah, man. Not doing that.
It's crazy. Jeff Hardy's been doing this for a while. Fun fact is that Val brought up to me was Jeff Hardy's the only guy in the tournament that actually had a match against Owen Hart. So I thought that was like really interesting. But just to see him still go and take and do what he does at the age he is, like the Swan.
It is crazy how long him and Matt have been doing it at a top level.
Yes,
like you'll randomly see like old WWE clips, before they were Team Extreme and all that, and you'll see the date and be like 94. What?
Yeah, and like Jeff Hardy's still taking like steel bumps off the steel stairs.
Yep.
People will know about this later on the podcast, but for those there Saturday, been doing my tag team study on Iron Man matches. We'll get into that a little bit later, but been studying some Iron Man matches. I sent Doc one earlier today. The Bar taking on the Hardys. Once again, the Hardys, top tier level. Watching that. Raw. I catching the updates on those. Not a fan of the haircut, Edge. Come on, man. Wrong hair where it's at. But so yeah, that's watched a little bit of the AE dubs. I caught the Fly Death's dark match. Always like watching homies that we've got to work with succeeding. So definitely caught that. It was one thing I thought was very interesting was I don't know how much you guys pay attention to like the dark match names or like when they announce guys for elevation and stuff like the indie talent. Mm-hmm. They don't give them their tag name. Like
legit tag I've noticed that they do that for a lot of tag teams though.
Yeah, but Fly Death got their name.
Yeah, they do it occasionally, but yeah, most of the time they don't.
Yeah, and then one other thing I thought interesting was they put making their AEW debut that. So like I wonder if
because on the other one they did not use their tag name the last time.
All right, that makes sense. I was just wondering those guys are good. I wouldn't be surprised if like AEW has interest in them. They have great looks. They're arguably one of the best tag teams in the country. So it was just one of those where I'm maybe reading more into it than I should, but I was into it.
Yeah, no, it was good. Their stuff was good. And yeah, they were not Fly Death the last time they were there. They were there like singles names, I believe.
Yeah, Zach Zilla and Warren J.
Yeah, and just Warren J.
Yeah.
But yeah, good for them. Hey, tag team wrestling, put it over.
Hell yeah. We Fly Death. We see all that gold you collect in Texas. We're coming. We definitely want to come and knock on that door. You guys you knocked on our door at Zawa. Time for us to come knock on your door.
Yep. Perch, what have you gotten a chance to watch?
Oh man, AEW was a good one last week. Really enjoyed the opening match in particular. Dax against Adam Cole. It's good back and forth. Kind of know going into it somewhat what to expect. A match where these guys are going to put some close ones at the end and not really know which direction it's going to go. And well, by the end of it, it was a result that, yeah, I should have seen that one coming.
Yeah.
So good though. Really, really enjoyed. The Jamie Hayter match was cool. Tony Storm, like seeing her in action. Tony Storm, Juice Robinson, both kind of on top of the world right now. Awesome to see. A couple of good pro wrestlers doing things really all across the world. So love it. The other was SCU going at it. Holy smokes. Frankie Kazarian against Scorpio Sky. Tore the house down. Good all around. Love those two. throw some Christopher Daniels in there, and that's my favorite trio from the ROH days. And anytime we get SCU together, even if they're against each other, it's going to be a good time. This week, my PWI magazine came in. It was may not be news to much, but for a lot of people, we've been waiting a few extra months. I think they had some backup order or something or other. Some shipping numbers got changed, and we didn't get our hard copies for a long time. But in getting that, reading through an awesome article on ACH, kind of the return back for him. So cool to see a guy who is very useful, knowledgeable, a veteran presence for professional wrestling. And it goes to show that, you're only in it if you love it. And if someone doesn't love it, you can't really force yourself to want to do it anymore. So, finding that passion and finding the best outlets to use is awesome. Awesome to see. A lot of inspiration, motivation from ACH, and a cool article in the PWI magazine this week.
Nice. I have been doing the gutter roll mostly. I haven't watched a lot of matches. I did watch Dynamite last week. I'm behind on Rampage, so I watched not this past Rampage, but the Rampage before. They had the tag match with Ruby Soho and Toni Storm versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, which was very fun. Love to see some good women's tag match action. Have not watched Elevation, but I'm excited for the Martinez Trisha Dora match. I heard that was very good. Mostly, and like I said, I've been mostly on the gutter, so I was rewatching episodes of Dark Side of the Ring and started season 3 today. I'm kind of just like going around the episode. So I did a Collision Course in Korea is the episode that I started, because that one looks super interesting. It isn't as sad as the Benoit one that started, I think, is the first episode for season 3. But yeah, not much watching of wrestling. Actually been watching a lot of Def Jam Vendetta and Fight for New York videos. So I don't know, got in the mood to watch some stuff on that. Just nerding it up all around without actually watching real wrestling. But let's get into the meat and potatoes of the weekend. It was a triple shot weekend for us. I think just a double shot weekend for you, Perch. Why don't we start it off? Friday had a 4-way title match for the new LPW tag team championships against NDS, the Dojo Boys, and Ghetto Gear Solid. We've worked NDS and Ghetto Gear Solid before. It was our first time working the Dojo Boys. What did you think, Zach?
I thought it went really well. The first time I've ever, even not just the Dojo Boys, for the first time, being in the same room with Adam Grace. I thought the match overall was fun. It's always a little bit of pressure when you're the main event and you have, I want to say, Jake drew over 900 fans. So, packed house, main event, titles on the line. Everything was going good. And then I found myself on a table, seeing a 350-pound man flying through the air. And that's where it didn't go so good.
Yeah. But fun match all around. I think the fans really enjoyed it. Love working all those guys. And I've only worked Grace one time in singles, and I think that was in my first year. So it was good to get in there again with these guys. Yeah, and I think we tore the house down.
I definitely think the crowd was into it. We might have not got the belts, but definitely was a definite match of the night contender, I would say, for sure.
For sure. And then where were we Saturday?
Saturday, Brew City Wrestling. Best of 3 series. This has been going on since February. We started this. It's all supposed to be just starting off with a simple match just to see who was the better tag team in December. And some shenanigans like Caribbean Arrogance won. I'm not gonna lie, Doc can't lie. Probably upset about the underhanded tactics, but we were cool. Like those are our boys. Uh, January comes along, they wanted to try bringing Axel Rico. That was fine. We called up the homie Tommy Rich. This was like, I don't know. I get it. They want to be tag team champions. We want to be tag team champions. For those who don't know, Caribbean Arrogance have never held tag titles at Brew City. Country Earth never held tag titles at Brew City. Besides Doc Simmons, I don't think the other three have held gold at Brew City. There's a lot on state, especially like when that's your home promotion. We tied the series last month, 1-1. This is the game winner, decision maker, I would guess you would say. But last team standing, and unfortunately, with us on the verge of standing up, Caribbeans, I'll give them credit. They didn't break the rules. They just pulled our feet from underneath us, and we ended in a draw.
Yeah. Not the way you want a best of series to end. We beat the hell out of each other. Frank had those sturdy Japanese doors in there that don't want to break.
Don't want to take the greatest heavyweight of all time's body weight.
Yeah, he's like, I'm out here as a heavyweight doing, springboard Spanish flies. You'd think the tables would break for me.
Agreed.
But we beat the hell out of each other, and as a result, next month, 30-minute Ironman match.
Whoever has the most falls will become the number one contender to the Brew City Wrestling Tag Team Championships. And I don't know if you guys just heard, I've been wrestling. I've been wrestling now for just over 3 years. Brew City is my home promotions where my roots started. To be a champion at your home promotion where you grew up means a lot. Doc's done it with being the Heritage Champion multiple times. He understands that. Mavs understands that. Gunner, Chucky, even Raven Radix and Baxter Belafonte, they've held the Heritage title, and Baxter has he was code heavyweight champion. And that one guy who never shows up anymore, Casador, he was a Brew City tag champ. Like they all understand what it means. And I like it. Chuko Manny, congratulations on your victory Sunday. I can see you guys are not playing around, taking out notable names to become the new Gali Lucha tag champs. But you guys win those belts, you can bring whatever. We are laser focused, and we are not losing come May or June.
Whatever this match is. The next time we see you, ooh, doggy.
It don't matter. Meet you on the street tomorrow.
Yep. It's on site. And that's a nice segue into Sunday where we helped out, but I'm sure Perch has a lot more to say. How was your weekend, Perch?
Yeah, man, great weekend. Kicked it off Saturday for Brew City Wrestling. We were on hand in the house. Anytime get a chance to go back to Brew City, it's always wonderful. Like we were saying, going back to our roots, can always draw inspiration from really the lifeblood of professional wrestling and the portal to, our gateway into it. Ended up watching the whole card, enjoying it all, really getting to see the, evolution of guys like Junior and Joe Coley as referees was absolutely wonderful. Cool to watch the matches take place. Tokyo Monster Kahagas was in town. That brings me back to those early days of Brew City Wrestling and some good after parties. This time was no exception. Great time at the after party. Just telling stories and hanging out till all hours of the night. Really enjoyed Brew City. And then Sunday, we had the Galley anniversary. Galley Versario 15. Very fun time. I got to see you guys in the house. It was very cool. We had Merle in Merle's ring, Donovan up in there. Great to see as well. Kick things off with the women's match, a four-way women's match to decide the first ever Galley Lucha Women's Champion. Lady Tigers, Paloma Star, Missa Kate, and Leslie. And Missa Kate ended up winning it. As mean as she is as a heel, a rudo.
That dirty gringo.
She walked away the champion. Cool match. Then the next one they got to be in was a Discovery Royal Rumble or Battle Royal. Kind of a mixture of the two. Discovery was a trainer of the Galley Lucha students from when it first started. So to honor the Luchador Discovery, they are now holding a first time in what will be an annual tradition of a battle royal, and that was very cool. Luchadors, big, small, students and veterans, everyone mixed and mingled in there. Great match all the way around. In the Lucha Battle Royals, they really utilize going through the second rope for dives. So they're able to stay in the ring and not go over the top rope for when the elimination comes.
Those smart guys.
They really talk about outside the box. I had no say. It was through the second rope.
Yeah.
They played by the rules. It was cool. The next one ended up having was a moment where Jake Painter had won an opportunity earlier in the night, much like a Money in the Bank. And he found me sitting back there and decided he was going to cash in after Mil Muertes took out the champion, Ricky Cruz. So as Ricky Cruz was sprawled out on the apron after good old Macias did his dirty work, we came booking out there and ring the bell, suena la campana. We had a championship match for the Gladiadores championship, in which Jake Painter ended up hitting his spear, and we have a new champion there too. Place went through the roof. It was like an Edge moment when he cashed in that title. It was a cool time. Good for Jake to be a part of that moment, to see the hard work he puts in, to see it come through and to feel that crowd. It was a very cool moment to be a part of. And then the final match, the main event of the evening, the Lucha Libre Estelar de la Noche. Psycho Clown taking on champion Sam Adonis. A great match, one thing after another. They were bringing in chairs, some doors, the bin that holds the ring equipment. That crowd was as loud as could be. Tough to
Merle
hear.
feel about that?
I think old Hardcore Harry was endorsing it. I think he had a few extra in there if the guys really wanted to go in. And just a great main event, back and forth, a couple of just close near falls. Eventually, the air raid driver gets hit on Sam Adonis, going for a pin, 1, 2, and out of nowhere, I couldn't even tell you what happened. All of a sudden, I'm on the ground and just getting stomped, lights out. Later on, came to find out that it was old Mil Muertes coming back, Macias, and he came like a bat out of hell, ripped my foot out of the ring, and well, it's probably why I don't remember because he gave me a boot. It's a big gentleman, let me tell you.
It is.
He doesn't ride in the back of cars.
No.
He is the guy.
No two-door coupes for him.
And eventually I got thrown into the ring and counted the pinfall. Psycho Clown ended up winning. I guess the impact of a Spanish fly between Sam Adonis and Psycho Clown was enough to jar the wits from me after getting thrown into the ring. So
you're not built like those Japanese doors, are you?
No, certainly not. But yeah, new champion, great time. Crowd went nuts. Very fun. A fun way to end a great weekend. Good lucha libre action.
Awesome. All right, fellas. Let's move on to our topic of discussion for tonight. I don't know if you saw it. It might have been like last week or maybe a few weeks ago, but Randy Orton came out and said that he pictures himself as kind of the next Undertaker, in the sense that all these young guys are going to move on from the WWE and do other things in entertainment, and he'll still be here. And one of the people he name dropped was Roman Reigns. So that got me thinking, all right, we got the big dog, our tribal chief. We all acknowledge him. He's got, arguably the best connection in Hollywood possible. If you were to have Roman Reigns revive an action movie series, which one would you like him to do? Let's start with Perch.
This one came right away, front of mind. You mentioned it, and it took very little thought at all, and it was just the instant. I would put Roman Reigns instantly in the Evil Dead Army of Darkness franchise, right up in there. Bruce Campbell playing the role of Ash was like such a hero of mine, and he was a good kind of deadpan actor, and asked to do really just a little bit of everything. The guy carried the scene, the guy carried the movies. I think Roman Reigns has got that ability. Just hearing his promos now and just the way he uses like Paul Heyman, he is not afraid to be that awkwardness and embrace it, and to break that egg on his face if he needs to. But he's also the coolest MFer you've ever seen because he's got that confidence.
Yeah.
And I would think straight up like Army of Darkness, chainsaw in the hand, beasts and fools in a pit, coming up stronger than ever. All right, who wants some? And I think he could hit all those lines too, like an Ash, all those one-liners. And yeah, I would instantly put Roman Reigns as the role of Ash in like Evil Dead and Army of Darkness, and reboot that franchise.
Awesome. Yeah, that's a good pick. Zach.
I'm on culture with a lot of good action movies, so
That's fine.
I originally thought maybe like, I don't know why, there's no rhyme or reason to it, but Conan the Barbarian.
And that's fine. That was actually K-Dot's pick.
All right, so I'm on the right track. Yeah, like, I don't know why. I just feel like Conan the Barbarian, like they haven't done stuff, and like I know that was like one of my dad's like favorite books to read. He liked reading the books and he liked the movie. So like, I mean, if they're gonna revamp it, Roman Reigns, I feel like would be a good fit for Conan, or like even like I don't know why I keep going to Schwarzenegger movies, but like even Predator.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only thing is Predator still Predator doesn't need a revival. Predator revives itself like every 3 years.
That's very true. So I'll rebuttal that. And
that's my only thing with Predator. Like I would love to see Roman Reigns in a Predator movie. Just Predator just specifically doesn't need a revival.
That's fair. So in rebuttal of that, we'll put Roman Reigns in like maybe the Pacifier or like the Nutty Professor too.
Okay.
I want to see like everyone knows him as his big badass. I would like to see him maybe like do something like see how he does in a comedy role too.
Okay. That's fine. It's fine. My pick was not as easy as probably Perch's.
Great question too, by the way, Dre. Like this is something I never put any thought into, but as soon as I read that question, it just hit.
Yeah,
it was great. Now
I like action movies, and if you're not really cultured on action movies, Zach, me, you, and because I know Perch hasn't seen it, we're gonna have to sit down and watch The Raid, because that is arguably one of the better action movies of the last decade. But I've picked a movie that I know the obvious pick for a revival is of this is somebody else on the roster, but I was a huge fan of this series as a kid, and I think Roman Reigns, especially Tribal Chief Roman Reigns, would do good to expand the universe of this series. And that series is Highlander. Love me some Highlander. Highlander 2, I have probably watched that 6,000 times. But the thing with Highlander is it's always thought as a multicultural battle, but it only focuses on the McLeod family. I think it would be really dope if we got a different culture as the main character. I know they had an anime, and I think the main character in that is Japanese, but like, how badass would it be to have like a Hawaiian warrior out here chopping people's heads off? Like, and you know, usually the main characters for this are very quiet spoken, which I feel like Tribal Chief Roman Reigns is, but he's just got like that size and like a completely different presence than like Connor or Duncan had. So I think it'd be super, super fun to have him in the Highlander series. Drew McIntyre is the obvious choice, but I think Roman Reigns would be super fun.
Oh, I think that's pretty cool. I could picture Roman walking down a parking garage in the Dark Knight, find a nice sword up on top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And if they get like some traditional, you know, Hawaiian weapons, that would be so dope. You know, love the katanas and the claymores, but you know, let's switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd watch that reboot for sure.
Yeah. All right, enough fantasy. We got to get back to work. Got another huge weekend ahead of us. Where are you at this week, Perch?
We got Freelance kicking it on Friday. Going to be a fun time at Logan Square Auditorium. Should be an 8:00 show and on IWTV as well. Yeah, can't wait. Freelance Friday, baby.
Hell yeah. Zach, we got another long one.
Yes, sir. We're going somewhere Friday. Where are we going Friday, Doc?
Friday, we will be helping out at CSW. They will be having Scotty Too Hottie on the show.
Hell yeah, it'll be
Very exciting.
Hopefully get to see the worm.
Yep, he'll break out the worm. I'll break out the spinneroonie. It'll be a good time.
Yes, sir. And then after that, this is Saturday is Zawa. We get our rematch for the Zawa Live Tag Team Championships against Priggle and what's his name? Berna. I always forget who's the partner. Is it Berna or is it Braxton? So no, my apologies there.
Yep. No, the Fiend of the Academy. I'm on like a 4-match lose streak against those guys. Really hope to change that on Saturday.
Yes, sir. So yeah, we look to become the 2-time Zawa Live Tag Team Champions. And then after that, Sunday, we talk about championships. Sunday, we defend our ICW Tag Team Championships against the reformation of Juan Hernandez and Nell Dillinger. I believe the Dark Match Mafia.
Yep. Yeah. Not sure if they're going by Dark Match Mafia on Sunday, but yeah, always love working Nell. Juan's always a good time. Should be a lot of high flying and a lot of technical. I think we all kind of mesh pretty well together.
Oh yeah, so I think this weekend's gonna be fun. You know, we get a spot at CSW, we're gonna make the most of it. But either way, we're gonna go out there, look to make every opportunity count, and go out with a bang.
Hell yeah, brothers! Hell yeah! Oh man, we are fucking moseying along. Zach, final thoughts and or questions?
Actually, I got probably nothing right now.
Perch, final thoughts or questions?
I saw a clipping, newspaper clipping, which was actually a post on the phone, but it mentioned that Muda may be hinting a comeback to Inside the Ring. So we'll stay tuned. Stay posted.
Hell yeah, good to see him getting better in health. I don't think we talked about it, but it was good a couple weeks ago to see Flair bumping around with Jay Lethal.
Oh yeah, so cool.
Because I know he had health problems not too long ago. So good to see some of our legends still doing good.
Did you guys see? There we go. Did you see that Flair guy? He's actually gonna have one more final match.
Oh no, I did not.
Yeah, it was reported today. Flair's gonna have one more match, and they announced his opponent. Any guesses?
Charlotte.
No, it's actually a WWE legend, a guy probably back in Flair's era.
WWE legend back in Flair's era.
I'll give you a couple of hints.
Tito? Is Tito still working?
It's not Tito, but I mean, I would say that's kind of close, maybe. If Flair is the dirtiest player in the game, let's think of clean faces in the game.
Ricky?
Yes, sir.
Ricky the Dragon and Flair gonna go at it again?
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
I think it's happening down in Tennessee for Jim Cornette.
Oh, okay. Of
Yeah,
course,
so
Cornette would make that happen.
Hell yeah, I think Flair wanted one more match, and yeah, Ricky the Steamboat Dragon is what I saw as his opponent.
2022. Who would have known?
First thing that comes to my mind would be, I wonder and hope that Tommy Young will be on hand.
Just throw it all the way back.
I agree.
Awesome. And me, my final thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, follow us on all social medias. Tell wrestling promotions to book us. And with that, I think it's time we take it home. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. 1.